This is Larry Shover, CIO of Efficient Advisors from the CME Group in Chicago. Well, it seems like a lot of divergence here when you look at bond market versus the stock market. We saw 10-year treasuries move down quite a bit over the last month. 10-year yields are down over 20 basis points, and yet the stock market seems unfettered by the whole thing. A lot of talk about yield curve inversion, the difference between short-term rates and long-term rates. What does it all mean? Hard to know, because we are definitely in an unprecedented monetary experiment when the Fed had a huge pivot with regards to looking for an inflation overshoot as opposed to a growth concern. But that said, all we have is history. Pivots happened in 1967, 87, 1995, and 2016, and all four of those mid-cycle pivots were followed by continued expansion and upward trajectory in the stock market, as opposed to a recession, which most people are talking about when we see an inverted yield curve. Also, when talking about an inverted yield curve, really it's all relative. Again, we're in a policy experiment we've never attempted before, and the question is, are people racing for duration? Meaning, are they buying 10-year treasuries because they're afraid that the stock market's not going to produce returns for them? Or does the Fed have short-term rates, the 2-year rate, just too high? Need to look at those individually, not just looking at the fact that it's inverted, or the 2-10's not inverted, but some yield curves are, like the 3-month 10-year. That said, going forward, if you believe that the S&P 500 has earnings per share of about $183, that's what consensus is looking at, that should keep us insulated, the S&P, between 2,750 and 2,800. However, to get much higher than that, it's going to take a large turnaround in confidence and investor confidence on the growth outlook, and also we're going to have to see a stabilization in yields and also see long-term yields, meaning 10 and 30s, going higher and not going lower. It's Larry Shover, CIO from Efficient Advisors from the CME Group in Chicago.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.